What's up? What's going on, guys? We got ourselves a kitchen sink line inside a commercial business space. First thing we're going to do when we go to snake the line is we're going to go ahead and pull our trap here, leave a bucket to catch any water that could potentially come back out of the line. If it is full of water, the sink is empty right now, so it shouldn't be holding too much. We'll get it open, we'll get the cable going. The machine that I'm using is a K50. I'll be showing you guys that eventually. Yeah, just a little bit of water. And remember, that trap is always going to be holding water. If it's in your way, you can take it off, or you can just swing it up out the way. I do have a layer of plastic laying down on the bottom here to go ahead and protect the wood cabinet. Now this is going to be our trap adapter here, and this is going to take us, it's a local line, but this will drop into a main line, 5, 10, 15 feet, depending on how far of a run they did. Now, you want to remember too, there's always gaskets on these traps, and a lot of times they'll fall right off and you might not even recognize it or see it. I've had friends and family that I help out and give them tips, and they'll do that all the time, and then they wonder why their sink's leaking. A lot of times these things get corroded like this and they're hard to get off. But not really hard, you just want to be easy so you don't break the PVC pipe. Yeah, I'm using the wrench the wrong way. There we go, come on. Oh man, that thing's on there. There we go. Now we got her loose. And this will be the tail piece on your trap. This is an 1.5 inch trap. You always want to check your traps, make sure there's not blockage in there. I've done several times. I go to snake a line, don't even check the trap, and next thing you know, I'm snaking it, testing it, no success. Come to find out the blockage is actually in the trap here. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this off, and I like to shine a flashlight from the top down, and I can see if it's open. There we go. My buddy always yells at me, he's like, Brandon, use the tool the right way. I use it my way, okay? Alright. See, our J trap is clean right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and put us a light up top so we can get a good idea of what's going on. Alright. Yep, she's open. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get our K50 set up, and then we'll get going. I'm going to pause this for a second, get my machine set up, and I'll show you about that. So this is our K50 setup. I put all my cable in the wheel because it's just easy for me to get around. The hole tells me which side I need to have the tire up. I have my cable running through. We're going to be running a drop head on this one. This is a drop head auger. This kind of helps you get through them tight turns. Now we also have cutting heads, pigtail, and some grease heads over here. Eventually we'll get into those further down the road if you guys enjoy watching these. Now we get set back up here. Now we want to go into that trap adapter right there. See, if we didn't have that drop head on there, we would definitely have some trouble going through, both of these turns right here. And anytime you're running these cables, you want to make sure you're using a proper glove. Otherwise, when this cable's spinning, if you have rubber gloves on, it's going to pull your hand into the cable and potentially cause you an injury. So let's fire up the machine and get going. I guess it works when you got power at the outlet. As you can see, it's not real loud at all. When you're running the cable, you just go ahead and push your lever down and we'll get going. Now I'm not dropped into the line yet, I'm still right here in the beginning. So I'll send a little more through. A lot of times we'll push it through until we hit resistance and then go ahead and run the machine. But when it's just, you know, really easy to go through, you can have a partial blockage in the line, a soft blockage, which you want to go ahead and just run anyway. See, I'm just working the cable in by hand. So each one of these sections of cable is 7.5 feet long. So I leave my first two sections together, which is 15 feet. We're going to go ahead and add on another one and just send it down some more. Because I feel like we're dropping into the stack now and we'll eventually get into the main. Usually your blockage is going to be from either connection from the local line to the stack or right at the bottom of that stack. That puts us at 22.5 feet. Now I do want to show you guys, these things connect here with this pin and there's a small spring. You want to keep these, you know, WD-40 on them once a month, and always check these springs before you start running a line, because the cables can pop from each other and then you have yourself a heck of a problem. Alright, we're going to go fire it up. Fire the machine up, and then we're going to pull the cable back to us and go ahead and test the line. So we're going to put our machine in reverse. You have your forward, you have your reverse. Mine's backwards. Now you want to grab the cable as such and pull it forward. Cable's going back into your tire. Now, remember, like I said, we have to put a third link on. So we're going to go ahead and pop that third one off. I always leave the first two together. You can't leave all the cables together inside your tire, because the cables will actually start binding up and it'll lock your cable up. We didn't pull anything back on the cable, so that's a good sign. Could have been just a soft blockage, which a lot of these buildings will have galvanized pipe and they just deteriorate after a while, especially when they're not preventative maintenance isn't put in play. Nowadays, preventative maintenance is, people just wait until it breaks. Alright, we're going to put this trap back together and go ahead and test the line. Always have a tarp down under your machine. You make one heck of a mess. Always gonna make sure we got our gaskets in there facing the right way. See, yeah, that one, I don't know if you guys caught that or not on the camera, but you see that gasket just fell out. The one I was referring to earlier. Bam. Like I said, you want to make sure they're there, man. Because if not, you're just going to have leak after leak, and you'll be wondering why. Now, I like to get it loosely fit, then line it up. I'm going to pop that gasket back in. You don't need to be a plumber to clear a drain line at your home or at your business. You just got to have a good idea of how the plumbing runs. That's pretty much all it is. Because, you can run it too far. If you run too much cable, you could drop into a bigger line or out into the main in the county or the city, depending on where you live. And as that cable, you keep pushing it through, it's going to ball up and bind up, and then eventually it'll make a knot, and you'll never get that cable back. You got to find a manhole and hope you can get to it. Alright. Go over here, tighten up all our connections. I'm probably going to replace this nut before I leave. Video I ever put up on this channel, man. I hope you guys enjoy it. Ask me some questions, talk some shit with me. Oh, come on, Brandon. I suffer from Tourette's. It's very mild, but every once in a while I'll tick, and my hands don't want to work the way they should. It's a great excuse for the old lady when she tells me to do something like, babe, I'm twitching really bad. Alright. You don't want to kill them. You put too much on them, you can mess them up, you can break it, you can snap the nut, all kinds of stuff. See what I mean about me using the tool the wrong way? They should always be going with your way. Alright, that's all hooked up. We're going to go start running water, see if we got any leaks, and see if the line's open. How I like to test the line is I'll go ahead and fill the sink basin up, and then I'll release the stopper. And the sink, when it's draining, you should get the swirl and the suction noise. Some lines are older and they're very deteriorated, so you won't get the suction like you would want, but as long as you get that swirl, you know she's open. We're going to go ahead and pull our stopper and see what we got. Oh yeah, sounds like we're getting some good flow, but they'll tend to stop up halfway through the drain on you sometimes. You gotta let that pipe fill up with water. Beautiful. Good suction out of it. Eventually I'll get to show you guys what a really good open new line sounds like when it's functioning properly.